Ready to do some debunking, George?
Yes, please, because it's just way too easy. Way too easy.
So last we left, it would have been Corporal McIntyre with our horrific neighbors who sold us property illegally, who have trespassed, who have destroyed our property, and the list goes on, continually lying. As a matter of fact, Tina has told individuals that Frankie Jr. died in her arms on the road, North Otter Creek, where our property is, which that is a habitual lie as well. And they're talking to McIntyre, trying to get me arrested, and he's telling them, hey, he's not going to be happy with my last report where he lied.
Again, another report that had nothing to do with them, a completely different incident, which again, where is the professionalism? He needs to stay in his lane, show up, listen to the parties, take the report, and move on. That is his job.
I'm pretty sure Jeremy's not going to like my last report that I wrote about the incident down here.
No, he didn't. He already talked about you. You're a Barney Fife.
What the hell is she talking about?
Who is Barney Fife? What is she talking about?
Listen, Otter Creek is so far on the other extreme from Mayberry. We wish we had some Barney Fifes. At least Barney did his job.
Here, Tina goes again, losing more and more of her credibility, spewing out of the mouth with untruths. Where is that proof? Which video did Jeremy say he's Barney Fife? We didn't even know about this particular corporal until recently. So how could you have spoken about him?
I'm curious. You said she's losing credibility. I never knew she ever had any.
This is true.
I'm curious which one he's talking about.
All of y'all that go down there, whoever goes down there, you're Barney Fife. Y'all don't know what you're doing. This is the most backward. What does he call this? Not Otter Creek. It's Otter. Otter. Yeah.
It's amazing to me that anybody would not find this place odd. This is not normal by any stretch of the imagination in any place, let alone Florida.
One of our fans actually sent us that sign.
Yeah.
And he hates Beecham. He hates Anderson.
And I get it, but I know it's frustrating for everybody, and our hands are tied because we're sorry, people talking in my ear.
It just makes us feel like I don't care about us peons.
Tina now admits she's a peon, or is she admitting that Brian likes to pee on her?
Those were her words,
those are her
not
words,
ours.
Yeah, absolutely her words. Makes us feel like you don't care about. Hold a second. There are people across the street that stalked us to Otter Creek that have been found guilty. There are civil protection orders. 2, not 1, 2. 1 for me, 1 for her, against those 2, Lynette and Crook. Wait, it makes us feel like peons when you break state law, when you break federal law, and Ohio steps up and calls them guilty for everything Levy County Sheriff Department has said not guilty for. Literally everything we've brought to the state of Ohio, they have been found guilty for. What do you think we feel like?
But our hands are tied by statutory parameters as well. You know what I mean? You guys have to act within the scope of the law so do we. And I can't just violate people's rights, and I have to go about it the right way too. And if somebody didn't break the law, they didn't break the law. And especially with Jeremy's connections and his social media and everything, if he's going to violate something, I want to make sure that it's
right on the money. That's what Beecham told me.
What connections?
Here we go again, where he thinks he knows Jeremy, where his whereabouts is, what his connections are. Again, why is he throwing in this 2 cents? He's supposed to show up, listen, take the report, and not continue to put in his 2 cents.
Oh no, with his connections and his social media, we can't arrest him because he'll call us out on corruption. Oh, and then Tina goes, that's what Beecham told me.
But yet they proceeded to call with no evidence and file a report falsely accusing you of doing what they're trying to get you arrested for.
I am not a fan of Beecham by any stretch of the imagination, nor am I a fan of the Levy County Sheriff Department. As a matter of fact, I think unemployed people actually do more jobs than these people, in my perception right now.
And from our experience with Beecham, the lack of professionalism with him, and leadership trickles down onto other employees underneath him. And when we went to have him file the protection order, in the system with the direction of our attorneys, he goes, do y'all know how to call 911?
911. I went, this needs to be adhered to and enforced. You know how to call 911. First he goes, are you in a threat? Or you feel safe? I'm like, I'm here in the sheriff's station. You know how to call 911? You literally just told me. Now, my other interaction with Beecham was I went and visited First Baptist Church in Bronson, and I went to Sunday school, and guess who the teacher was? And I'm sitting there going, no way, no way. Beecham, who is so insulting, you know how to call 911.
Very condescending.
He's teaching Sunday school, and I went, not going back. Definitely not going back.
So
Wrong guy.
Was he good? Was he any good?
It was horrible.
Did the message he tried to deliver make any sense?
His message to the classroom was, well, let me introduce him. You probably all know him from social media.
Wow.
I went, how about you introduce me as somebody who used to speak and preach all over the United States? I'd rather be known for that than social media and the insanity that Levy County has put me through.
It's not a petty violation. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that this is petty. I'm just saying that it's so close to borderline. It would be if a charge is going to come out of anything on anybody, not just Jeremy, but everybody.
To Levy County Sheriff Department's defense, they actually under Knick, and Knick did, in my opinion, a great job in arresting John Crook. Mm-hmm. And what happened, George?
I thought that his level of professionalism was there from start to finish. He came in, listened, took the report, did some investigative work, took the proper steps, and then proceeded with the facts, and then arrested Crook. And that's how law enforcement should be.
But then the state attorney, Brian Kramer, does nothing.
Well, don't forget Daniel Owens, because Daniel Owens is the one that's over this.
Oh, it was Dan Owens, so it wasn't Brian.
Brian
Kramer.
is his boss.
True. Well, you
so
think Brian
Daniel
would get on
Owens.
Dan Owens? I mean, this is insanity. You know, how can a county in Florida be so scared of Northerners that all they do is film with their cell phone? Not only that, I get it. They go, oh man, the rich Northerners, they're coming in trying to change our way of life. Trying to change your way of life. Your phone is probably in better condition than mine. Mine's held together with tape. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination.
So reality
I'm
check.
blessed.
Most people nowadays have a smartphone, and most people nowadays would absolutely record their unhinged neighbors if they were put through the same things we were and the things that they have put us through. Again, we have civil protection orders against them for a reason. It doesn't just happen out of thin air. 100% these people would be filming their unhinged neighbors as they're driving from one property to the next property as well.
Now, will the sheriff department or the state attorney's office do anything for anybody else but us?
I feel like some of the law enforcement officers have done their job and are taking our calls serious. It's the point when it gets to the state's attorney's office where they just put a kibosh on everything because it's all about the money. They have to keep their rates low because it's money in their pocket. And there was a spokesperson that explained this.
Non-convictions, yeah.
Correct.
It's
there was
insanity.
someone that worked at the state's district's attorney office that explained all of this.
It's pretty cut and dry, black and white. If you're guilty, you're guilty. That's it. You don't just go, you know what? Run home, run free, John Crookie, so you can continue to harass.
Well, look at Underwear Bandit. Same thing.
Yeah, she
They gave her a slap on the wrist and was like, oh, you're indigent? Okay, you may go now.
And now I have $1,000 gate that is not going to get repaired because they didn't even prosecute her.
Look at the drug addict that lives on their property where he physically assaulted his own father and there was witnesses. Slap on the wrist.
He admitted
to it.
They let it go.
They let him go. Oh, you're indigent? Okay, you can go.
Is there anybody in Levy County who isn't indigent?
Okay.
Yeah, because she's put 3.
It never started until
we started helping.
we were good friends.
That is the voice of Mimi. She says, we were good friends, and then you hear Tina say there were 3. Interesting how the first 2 times the memorial came up missing, Lisa Flea with her
Lisa Rapolsky was here.
with her
Interesting.
felon husband who admitted to doing rugs, how it disappeared when they were here in Otter Creek. Isn't that interesting?
Who has been found guilty multiple times, taking advantage of the elderly and through
and
hurricane
victims. It's just sickening.
Horrific. It's horrible. Horrible people.
Well,
doing
and
horrible
her
things.
duping landlords and getting evicted for non-payment of rent.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
are
would be
these
true.
people that who would want to hang out? Why is she hanging out with them to begin with?
No, good friends. What does a good friend mean?
So, and then you hear Mimi say, "Oh, well, we were good friends before all of this." I would have to disagree. Good friends, her definition of good friends is completely different than mine. We don't even know her birthday. She wouldn't even be able to recite our birthday. We definitely were not good friends. It was more neighborly.
Well, we would wave the fact remains that they shared with us they needed a bed, they needed couches. So we've given them free furniture, bed, couches, things that they were in need, like we have any other family in Otter Creek as well. I mean,
Right.
Lord
She was
blesses
willing-
us, we bless others.
Yeah. And then we've invited her to Christmas in the Creek. We've given them all kinds of things. She was even willing to testify against Lynette and Crook because, again, she stated to us in person.
It's already on the channel. It's all recorded. It doesn't just disappear. It's all there. It's all there. It's previously recorded.
She said she was terrified to drive past Lynette and Crook's property to visit the memorial, and she hasn't visited the memorial because she's afraid. And then next thing you see, she's on their property attending the Christmas festival, and then she's there other times talking to Crook as we're driving to and from the ranch. You see them there blocking the
filming
road.
Travis's truck as well.
Blocking the road. Then she's talked about how Otter Creek has damaged her teeth.
I don't think that's what good friends do to good friends. I don't think good friends do that to other good friends. And then is there with Corporal McIntyre and is trying to push for some kind of felony charges. That doesn't happen. That's not good friends.
Right. And to talk badly about Lynette and Crook, saying that you're going to testify, and then all of a sudden you're buddy with them. That's called two-faced. And we don't want anything to do with that.
We don't have friends that are two-faced. We don't do that. That's not the way we roll.
A good friend would not do that.
Well, what I'm saying is that if you're going to put up a memorial, put it up on your property or something.
But that is their property.
But I was trying to get it as
So-
close to it. That's where.
Yeah.
What's that?
He allowed me to put the
Jeremy
memorial
said
up.
do it. And put it over there. He said
And
do
then
it.
just all of a sudden, he saw me hanging out with the neighbors, and
So then he may have
Started
changed. He may have changed his mind. Now, granted, I would imagine this was deemed a car accident. Is that correct? Four-wheeler, but they were on the roadway. They left the roadway, right? So it should have been
road right there.
should have been a car accident technically. You might be able to petition for DOT to put one of the permanent signs out here. You know what I mean? And then that's going to be on the county right away, and they can't remove that because the county's putting it there. You know what I
Let's
mean?
do that.
So that's what I would do.
Let's do that.
Why now? Why does Tina now want this actual legal memorial?
That's a good question, but I'm not a mind reader, and I definitely don't think like Tina, and I disagree with a lot of the things that she has shared with us in person, and I disagree with a lot of the things that she's saying with this Levy County supervisor.
Oh, it's just to poke at us. That's it. It's to poke at the bear. It's to poke at the
Blondie?
bear. Yeah, and then cry victim once you poke at the bear. So we already know that Tina has lied, stating that Frankie Jr. died in her arms. She's literally told people this in Otter Creek. And the tree had nothing to do with where the accident was either. As a matter of fact, we know for a fact that further down the road is actually where Frankie Jr. had his accident. He does not pass away there. And we also know there is one drop of blood with green paint in the middle of the road further down in front of our property. It didn't even happen in this location. The faded green paint around the blood spot is still in the middle of the road. Nowhere near this tree. Nowhere near this location. Further down the road. And Tina refused to actually cooperate with Levy County Sheriff. Now, if you're going, man, I want proof of that. FOIA request. As a matter of fact, you're going to hear Tina telling McIntyre she doesn't want us to have our hands on this. Can he keep us from purchasing it and buying it and doing whatever? You can go get all the FOI requests of Tina and what she did and she didn't do during this actual incident, which happened roughly 4 to 5 years ago.
So it makes you wonder if her and Brian were involved and were eyewitnesses and are refusing. Were they the ones involved of this freak accident, four-wheeler accident?
So there are those who go, why wouldn't they actually cooperate with the Levy County Sheriff? And we already know from Tina and from Brian, but mostly from Tina, saying that Brian would cause all kinds of problems. For example, down the road, Susie would run an extension cord to another house that didn't have power. She would let those people run off of her power. And Brian would peel out intentionally on the extension cords to try and destroy them for the neighbors. We know by Brian's own admission and Tina's, he would hook up big speakers for the neighbors of the church lot when he was trying to hunt, just to be a pain in the butt. We already know these things. I would not doubt one bit whatsoever that Brian probably did something which caused this accident. To this date, we still don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Now, the theory was somebody jumped out and then Frankie Jr. swerved on his ATV, not his vehicle, his ATV, and hit his head and
on the concrete.
he passed away at the actual hospital. There was massive swelling of his brain, and they immediately went into brain surgery. They didn't even wait for the family member or the spouse to give permission. It was his immediate surgery, and he passed away. So we've got a couple issues here. Number one, nobody passed away. Number two, the accident didn't even happen there. And now of all times, now she wants to do something with Levy County.
Especially without a proper survey per her husband's mouth on someone else's property. Everything about it just seems so sus.
And you wonder why we call it Otter Creek.
My training supervisor. This is my business card and case number. Okay, I'm going to write a report, but like I said, it's not going to be criminal in nature. It's just going to be documenting
All
what's
I
all
want you to
occurred.
do is document it.
But I'm saying petition the county, see if you can get one of those permanent signs out here. Okay, because you can't remove that. They put it on the right of way, so there's no, you can't legally remove that, right? And you can have it put in the same dang spot right here. If they'll do it, I don't know if that's something that they only do on
The major.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not really my wheelhouse. I don't know. But if you're going to put something else up, I would put it definitively on your property. That way, if somebody does come out of there and remove it, there's not a discrepancy of, is this property, is it not? Because the whole idea is that Jeremy's been arguing with you about whether or not this is his property or your property or whatever. You guys have been talking about this.
To be clear, there's been no communication at all. Brian sent me a message in 2023 about this church lot property, claiming he was encroaching on it. He was going to clean everything up, and he made the measurements, and everything was good, and he wanted to live peacefully.
Well, there was that one time where you told him you had just purchased the lot and signed the paperwork, and that's when he flew off the handle and started screaming and yelling in front of the child.
Now, no communication even came from me after Brian sent me that message. As a matter of fact, I just left it. Now I've responded and I've said, you're going to court. And he's going to court. And I think it's important as well, as we're talking about communication. There's been no communication between myself, George, Tina, or Brian whatsoever. We ignore them, and they should be ignoring us. Just like Lynette and Crook should be ignoring and leaving us alone. That's all we want. We want to be left alone. And while we're on the topic of communication, old McIntyre there, he actually, I trimmed it out because it's just a bunch of nothing. He mutes his microphone. His microphone on purpose. I guarantee it. Remember when the deputy at Town Hall did the exact same thing? And he told the other deputy, turn your microphone off.
Yes.
No. There's nothing odd about that, right? Nothing. He did receive a phone call as well, which all gets bleeped out. And I've trimmed that out as well. There's no point in the dead air that they've done.
And the annoying beeping.
Yeah. It'd be nice if it was just dead air around here at Otter Creek, except these freaks.
They make it odd and odder.
And this is what they think is normal living? This is what they think is normal? There's nothing normal about this. Nowhere else. Third world countries are doing better than Otter Creek.
But you guys have, right, but you guys have never had a debate on the property over here. You know what I mean? He knows that that's yours.
No, he thought that his property, after he bought this lot, he said he owned like almost a half an acre in the yard.
He went to the survey. He's got it recorded. I mean,
And
we
then
have
he said I was
everything
intruding on
recorded.
his property.
Have you gotten a recent survey then? I know it's
Yeah, we
expensive.
got the dang markers.
But when was that though? That
Quite a
was,
while ago.
that's what I'm saying.
Tell you.
Have you gotten a recent survey? Yeah!
Yeah.
What's your definition of recent?
Recent would be, I don't know, months, within a year, maybe.
I mean, I would even go 5 years. I mean, I would be okay with 5 years in
I'd be
regards to
okay-
recent.
Yeah, 2 years.
2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I may even be okay with 10. With 10.
Less than a decade? Less than a
Wait
decade?
until you hear the answer. How recent?
But it also contradicts the message that he wrote you.
Debunked. Lie after lie. Remember? He was thinking about getting a survey, but he never did. It's lie after lie, which is great. I mean, it is Mac and liar, right? So all these lying fools all get together because they hate Northerners.
That's
They
Brian's
hate
last name.
somebody who has something more than what they have. Except the somebodies actually work nonstop around the clock for what they have in their life. They don't feel entitled to it. They work and they purchase it. They don't grift, they don't con, they don't scam. You know what? Whoever would have thought, George, that us being successfully unemployed would cause so many problems for those who are unsuccessfully unemployed?
Like a recent one. That's what I'm saying.
Like 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's not recent at all.
Hey, are you there for all?
Markers, and it measures exactly 210 feet, and we got 210 and
Yeah, it's
210.
and the survey says you can't change it. It's 210 by 210. You can't change it. It's an acre.
You would think, but now, you know, I've seen discrepancies of a foot or 2 feet, etc., with this new surveying equipment that they have.
Yeah, they
This-
do it all satellite now, I think. Where
Yeah.
They just come out and
You know
Do
what I
you
mean?
want to hear why we think this is intentional?
Well, I'm sure it's
Can I tell
intentional.
you? Can I
I'm sure it's
tell you?
intentional. What I'm saying is
tell you
that, well, hold on. I'm not saying that somebody
I'm going
didn't.
to tell you.
I'm not saying that somebody didn't intentionally remove it. Somebody obviously intentionally removed these.
But what I'm saying,
I'm saying he's not intentionally trying to commit a violation to get him in trouble.
You know what there is proof of intentionally doing?
Them trespassing.
Oh, trespassing.
Without a survey.
Yeah, cementing 6x6 and a 4x6 post. According to Brian, a 12-foot 4x4
Giving
post.
all of the specs.
Illegally in the county right away.
And even starting off with, well, we don't have any proof
Wow. Oh,
that
now
Jeremy took it.
that's intentional.
No, I'm
he's
saying
had,
before.
listen to me now. He's had 70 acres. 70 acres. Okay, survey. You can see the sticks. Okay?
Right.
He will not do this because this is his content for his show.
Interesting. She admits I had to do a survey. Now, this is actually going to come up in court because she refused the survey. And we are now suing in regards to the 70 acres. So I spent just under $10,000. It might have been a little bit more. This was over 4 years ago, so it's hard to remember exact numbers. I'm sure I have the invoices somewhere. She refused it. Now, if I'm doing things just for content, I got a survey just for content when she, as the property seller, is responsible to do those things. And she refused it. And again, this is a vital, vital part in the court case that's coming for them.
So did she refuse to get the survey for content?
Oh, I think
How does that make any sense?
She might have. I'm curious, are they trespassing on our property and destroying our property and carving it with chainsaw for content? Because there's no content if these fools stop and don't do this. There's nothing to film. There's no need for accountability. There's no need to film for protection. And somehow this is content. Yet they keep doing it.
I would think that getting a half an acre surveyed would cost far less more than 70 acres. So why would you not get a survey, but yet somehow it's for content?
Now, to be very clear, the church lot on the books is a half acre onto their acre, which means it's not their acre. which means there's going to be a conflict now of whose half acre is it? Is it theirs or is it mine? And we're going to court for the 70 acres and that half acre with that new garage and the overhang. I'm thinking about moving our live stream area right into that garage.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's way better than the 70-acre garage. Brand new.
Brand new.
Smells like skunk, but maybe we can fumigate it. They are the ones doing this for content. Is it for Fleesa Repulsi? As now text messages are being sent back and forth as well that says family. Oh, family. So family, 10-year marriage, and doesn't even have somebody else's phone number and is begging family members for that phone number because now she knows she's caught with what she has said. It's been recorded on the Levy County Sheriff microphone and dash cam. And now she's scrambling like crazy to try and fix what she did. This is two-faced. This is bigotry. This is racism. This is downright incompetent foolishness. These are not normal people. And if we were surrounded by normal people like we are in Ohio, by the way, guess how long we've lived in Ohio at Hale's headquarters now?
It's been since 2003.
3 years. 3 years. It just came up on my memories. We bought it in March 3 years ago. And we haven't had a single issue. As a matter of fact,
I said the wrong year. I said March 23. It's actually March 22.
And we have the world's greatest neighbors.
Yeah.
You know why? They're not odd.
No.
They're normal.
They're fun weird.
We love them.
They're fun.
They're incredible.
Our mayor begs us to record our town hall meetings
And we won't.
in the villages, and we refuse
We refuse because we don't want any of this in our life. Nobody in their right mind would ever want any of this in their life. And it's not about content. It is about accountability. It is about protection. And it's obvious we need protected from these fools. And it's obvious we need protected from Mac and Liar as well. And does family accuse family of stealing a memorial?
Okay, he's not going to get a survey because he wants to be able to do this to us.
Right.
And I don't care if y'all don't think that this is intentional. It is.
It's not about it being intentional. I'm saying he's not intentional.
You said it was about it being intentional.
That's not what I said. And if you guys listen, it's all on recording. If you guys want to twist my words, then there's no point in furthering a conversation.
Looky, Mac and Liar is figuring out real quick why we have to record everything.
Yes, just like he's wearing the body audio.
Yep.
They try to twist his words about the definition of intention of someone removing the memorial.
Oh, why do we have to record?
Because people love to take things and twist it, just like Tina and Brian did, and you just heard it on the recording. He even welcomed them to go back and re-listen to the audio recording.
But he hates when we record him. Because he likes to twist and turn in his narratives, in his reports. He likes to lie. Mac and Liar.
I think it is.
You know what I mean? Somebody intentionally removed the polls.
Right.
Well, there's no discrepancy on that. The discrepancy is that did they intentionally do it with the intent to commit a criminal violation? Right. Or is it that they're doing it because it's a civil issue and they believe that it's on their property? That's what I'm saying.
I understand that.
Okay? So, yes, somebody intentionally removed it. So don't mince my words. Okay? All right. Did you guys need anything else from me?
We appreciate it.
All right.
Like I said,
I'll document it. It'll be on that case number. If you guys want to request a copy of it, you can. It's going to be a very simple report. You guys advise this, within this time frame, valued at this, etc., and kind of go from there. Okay. So,
simple report like the last one he did, and he put downright lies in his narrative.
A simple report, the same report that he's like, oh well, Jeremy's not going to like the last report I wrote about the incident, because that was a freaking novel. And again, that's his job, to show up, listen, take the report, make it a simple report, not some type of novel with his expertise of being a detective and his biased opinions.
Crook told me that he was saying, hide the child, OCC, because he's such a fan of Orange County choppers. Hide the child, OCC. Hide the child. Orange County choppers. Hide the child.
Did he not see the contradiction
Oh,
there?
no. Crook was sweaty, and this is normal because he was outside with labor. It's normal to adjust and stretch your back with 2 middle fingers flicking up.
How did he even know that Kirk was doing any labor?
That-
According to the video, Andrew was doing all the work. And John was
Interesting.
just standing there.
These normal reports, just these standard normal reports.
Simple reports.
Nothing simple about this dude. This dude is biased, and he's a bad cop.
Alrighty.
But if it happens again, call you.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything else suspicious happens or items go missing, I would even put up a trail camera or something like this facing maybe the corner of your yard on that tree or
Let's
something.
see, we were thinking about cutting this down and putting it right
Yeah,
there.
I have one on the corner.
Something.
See, we have it on the house.
Lot.
Okay, but this is blocking it.
Oh, way over there?
Yeah, you do.
But that's why I'm saying if you put even a trail camera right here on this tree facing the corner of your yard,
Yeah.
see, that's not really going to pick up much because every time a car drives
Yeah.
by, it's going to pick it up. But it's up to y'all.
Yeah.
I'd normally recommend trail cameras because they're cheap, they're easy to maintain.
That's up the road.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put them up, you might end up with a bunch of pictures of cars driving back and forth. But if you weed through all that, and,
Now, what if we would have had it on camera?
Yeah, one of my boys had.
well, then we would
back in
have
that back corner.
who we know would have done it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's say it's not Jeremy Harris that
Right.
did it, for instance, and it was just some stranger, not even one of Jeremy's lackeys, but just like another stranger. Well, then they don't have the lawful ability to remove it on anybody's property. You know what I mean?
Hey there, lackeys.
Wow.
How do you feel about him calling you that?
What does that even mean, Jeremy's lackeys?
I don't-
Again, he's showing unprofessionalism. Like, why does he need to say all this?
Who's McIntyre's lackeys? Are they going to start coming in and harassing me as well?
Is he one of Bobby's lackeys?
Oh, is he one of Amanda Martin's husband's Tom's lackeys?
Could be.
Ooh. Now, here's the interesting point here. In yesterday's video, I share his whole narrative and report in regards to me filming and him saying discouraging things about me filming. And yet here he is now encouraging them to film and put up a camera. So what is it?
Which one is it?
So are they putting up a camera to film and to incite and to get a response? Because that's what he said about me.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's encouraging them to put
He's
up a
making
camera.
recommendations of trail cams and that they're easy to maintain. So it's contradicting again. He's just as contradicting as Tina. So do we film? Do we not film? If we are filming, let's document it.
Oh,
Filming has become the norm.
You can bet we're filming everything.
So it all depends.
Yeah, he's got on video on one of his YouTube videos
Where he comes into the corner of
where
the property and breaks
one of my
off the
kids had a game cam back here in this back corner, and he came on from this lot and ripped it down and threw it in the dirt. And at the time, I wasn't sure exactly where the property line was at. And come to find out that it was on my property.
And
I got on my board, but I was like, why do you put it?
I know it's a frustrating situation, and I don't envy the situation everybody's in. I wish I could do more, and I'm hoping that we can do more.
What's that supposed to mean? He's hoping they can do more to me?
I don't get it either.
Let's not twist his words. Should we go back to the actual recording like he told Tina when Tina started to just twist all his words? No. He's very clear. He's hoping he can do more to me.
What does that even mean? Does that mean that he's the state's attorney's lackey? And from the beginning, he said this is a civil matter. It can't do anything. It's not criminal. So what does he mean by we are hoping to do more when he made it very clear that this is a civil issue and that a survey needs to be done and he's not a surveyor?
Yeah, I understand that completely. It's not a lot you can do. That's all there is. Nothing you want to do
I just wanted
about
to
it right now. But yeah, it just gets aggravating. He never had any problems before he
I know.
came around.
before he left us alone, honestly, for 2 years.
Can you say debunked? Earlier, Tina and Brian are saying I'm cussing at him every day. I'm
For the last
harassing him
3
every day.
years, and that you've been nothing but a problem for the last 3 years.
And now it's Tina saying, I've left them alone. We've left them alone for 3 years. Let's get the story straight. They shut up. They stopped for 3 years. if there's no problem, we don't have to respond to anything. We don't have to film anything. We don't have to go to court. Now, for these individuals to be so scared of court and yet continue to harass, to continue to do these things, after 3 years, he left us alone. After the story before was every day Jeremy's cussing at us. Every day he's yelling and harassing.
The exaggeration just spewing out of
Which is it?
Brian's mumbling mouth, if
Which
you
is
can
it?
understand him.
Which is it? I mean, somebody please give me some truth. And I don't want to be standing in that truth in Otter Creek, which is really just trash.
Until we did the fence. We helped him with the fence. And then he got on his thing and said he was going to sue us and take my property and he's just going to break us and all this stuff. So we just left it alone. We don't do anything. And then we thought we'll mark it so he knows. And this is what happened.
Let's do some more debunking. George, have we ever, can anybody out there watching ever remember us saying that we were going to sue Brian and Tina because they helped with the fence?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I'd love for someone to send us a link. Tina specifically.
Yeah, particularly it would be great if she would. Because number one, we've never said that. Now, we will sue if somebody's doing something illegal. And here she goes on to say, now keep in mind, in the beginning of all of this, I'm yelling and screaming at them every day, according to them, which is a lie.
3 years straight.
And then it's, he hasn't said anything. He's left us alone for 3 years. And now it's, oh, well, we put this up so he would know. You know what normal people do that aren't odd in Otter Creek?
That want to be left alone?
They communicate responsibly, respectfully with their neighbors, as I've attempted to, and yet all I get is a runk yelling and screaming. Yeah, this is all lies. This is all debunked.
Yeah, the main thing I wanted to mark it, one was for them, but then also because he kept saying I was intruding on his property over here.
So if you know it's going to be a problem, I would definitely get another survey done. Because you know that he's not going to rest until every inch of his property is his.
I was hoping
You know what I mean?
Whatever he's saying.
But he might pay for it, sure, but then he's not going to give you a copy of it. So he's just going to claim that, all that property's his. You know what I mean?
What's this now? McIntyre somehow knows me? Maybe he's going to claim that we were good friends as well?
Close friends? I bet he doesn't even know your birthday.
No, as a matter of fact, we've left everything alone because they stopped. And here they are starting yet again. By the way, George, when's the last time you bought something and you were okay with it not 100% being there? Did you ever buy a car with 3 wheels instead of 4?
I think any person that makes a purchase of anything and is under the expectation of getting all of it would have that expectation of receiving all of it.
You mean like McIntyre getting his paycheck? If he was deducted $100 from his paycheck, let's just take $50,000 for an example. If he was getting a $50,000 annual salary and the sheriff department didn't pay him $100 of that $50,000, do you think he would just sit back and go, no,
just let it ride?
You keep that $100. You don't owe me that. You don't owe me that.
Or if Levy County upgraded him to a Levy County cruiser, but they didn't include a door. You think he'd be happy with that? The driver door.
Well, here's what we do know. When somebody pays for something. And the driver
wiper.
Yeah.
You think he'd be okay with that?
Somebody pays for something, they expect all of it, not part of it. Somebody does a job, they expect all of their pay, not part of it. And that goes with property as well. For somebody to be so condescending and say, he's not going to rest until he gets every inch. This is the same man who wouldn't rest if he didn't get all of his pay. Oh, and I bet Brian would be the same if they even pay him. I don't know why anybody would. Remember, he wants to charge $400 in labor for his junk he put illegally on my property. Nobody's paying him $400.
So I would definitely get another survey done, and I would have it clearly marked with this from the survey guys, and do something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Can you promise he'll leave us alone?
No.
I wish I could.
That's terrible.
I mean,
McIntyre,
Leave us alone.
can you promise they'll stop doing illegal things like trespassing, chainsawing our property and destroying it? Oh, McIntyre, can you promise you'll stop lying in your reports as well?
We're happy people.
I get it. Guys.
Like you said, this place is fine. They didn't move. Now everything's just, you know, for
I
around
always
this
said
place.
this was supposed to be
People
a
just go to bed and stay asleep.
because it was so nice.
Everybody, I'm not sure if it's so good. I appreciate it. So,
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I mean, I want to do more. I want to help. I really do. I'm stuck. You know what I mean? So, but reporting it is never a bad thing. Always report it because it just gives ammunition for later.
Thanks for the ammunition, the outright admittance of guilt. Isn't it interesting that McIntyre tells them to go report everything? It's ammunition for later, and yet he falsifies our reports when we report Lynette and Crook.
Or they get annoyed when we want to report everything for future ammunition against our lying neighbors and defaming neighbors.
They do nothing for us. Levy County is this cesspool of corruption, good old boy system, bigotry, hate Northerners, hate people who have created something more in their lives than these individuals.
It's sad because we really, really wanted to trust law enforcement, but there's just been way too many bad experiences with us and the ones that they assign out here.
I think the worst part is we really wanted to help the people of Otter Creek and help Levy County. But what this has caused us to do is actually close ourselves off even more because these people keep proving to us they can't be trusted. And the worst part is Levy County Sheriff Department has outright shown us that they can't be trusted.
The two-facedness.
If something ever does happen down the road, for instance, you guys need an injunction or something, it's just more documentation to help support your facts. You know what I mean? So absolutely call us for anything suspicious you see. And we'll document it from there.
Well, thank you.
Okay? All right, guys.
And we weren't being smarty pants.
You're okay. You're okay. I'll let you guys figure that out. All right? But no, you guys are fine. I appreciate it. I understand. All right?
Thank you very much.
Of course. You guys have a wonderful day, okay? And you're sure you sent that picture? Because I never got it.
yeah.
Deanna is up with her family in the Panhandle. She left yesterday, and George and Jeremy are still in Ohio.
Does everybody in Otter Creek stalk us? Like, what's the deal?
So that voice again is Mimi telling, remember she said, at first she said, no, they're not in Ohio.
Now we are in
Now-
Ohio.
Yeah, so which one is it?
Huh.
She continues to lose credibility as well. How would she know that we were in Ohio and where Deanna was in Florida, whether she was visiting family or not?
And then you're going to hear Tina come back and go, well, then who's driving his truck? Well, it just so happens multiple people drive my truck. As a matter of fact, Eric was driving my truck all day today. Are they going to try and arrest him because he's driving my truck now?
So who's driving the truck?
Okay, so Jeremy is still in Ohio?
I just saw they left.
I seen George's car yesterday, and I seen Jeremy's car, our truck yesterday.
I don't know.
So who's driving the vehicle?
It was 520-7172.
529.
Oh,
Matter of fact,
352
someone is
529
here still because
7162.
they took a bunch of packages into the post office.
529 7162, yeah.
What is it with this unhealthy obsession about where we are, what we're driving,
Who lives where?
and when we're at the post office? Can we just live a normal life like normal people?
I gotta find them.
And then, can we say for him not to be able to buy your film?
Buy my film?
Yeah, he buys, like when cops come out, he buys or gets it. I don't know how he gets it.
It's a public record.
Yes, public record.
It's
I can
completely,
actually get online and get it right now.
it's illegal for anybody to request a copy.
They're going to love this in court. She doesn't want us to have the information. Why?
Why? Can we stop him from buying it? See the word buying it. You can't stop anyone from buying
It's
public
public
records.
information. If you don't want to be part of a public record, don't make phone calls and then admit that you were doing illegal activity being recorded.
Yeah, so congratulations, Tina and Brian, for
Yeah.
making this incident
Yeah.
now public record.
And then once she found out, oh boy, anybody can get this record, she then texts Travis, whose daughter is married to their son, and went, I need you to call. There's a misunderstanding.
family.
But she didn't text. She contacted other people because she didn't even have his number. Their kids have been married for 10 years. And then when he actually responds and he says, which again, this has been made public already, yeah, we can talk, but I'm going to record everything. And that is because this woman is so two-faced and such a pathological liar. And then she responds, but I thought we were family. Really, family goes to McIntyre and goes, hey, I think it was Willis. Really? Family doesn't have the family's phone number for 10 plus years? That's not family. This is a two-faced... You know what? I'm just going to stop it right there.
I read that. What was that again?
352 529
Like I was arrested in 78. You know it, man.
7162.
That's probably right there. We better.
252 529 7162.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he'll make it. He'll make it. You know that.
Yeah, it's a public records request. Anybody can request it. So even somebody totally unrelated can request a copy of this report and everything. It's just biographical information, your name and stuff would be redacted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're involved, it's not normally redacted because it's your information.
Yeah, because what do they call that, doxing?
Yeah.
They'll put our address and phone number and all that stuff on there.
That- yeah.
He'll put yours. He doesn't care.
Who come out?
Yeah, he'll put yours, and then you'll start getting harassed. It's terrible.
It's like every day for me.
Do you think that he's going to blame Jeremy for him being harassed now if this video is released? Or by his own confession, it happens every day?
It says that he said it himself in his own words when Tina goes, you're going to get harassed. Doxing. What does doxing have to do with the public record?
It's a public record. It's
And
public information.
Even
Oh my
after
goodness.
he educated her on what a public
Oh my
record was,
goodness.
she was still clueless.
The stupidity, the complete and total stupidity. And I guarantee you he's going to cry victim. He's going to cry victim. And yet he's already said it happens every day. And if it happens every day, maybe you might want to make a career change. You obviously are doing something very wrong. It's very evident within your last report that we already shared.
That's terrible. What is wrong with this world?
What's wrong with this world? Well, it's people like Tina, who, what did she do to the hunting club neighbors?
She did a little bit of whistleblowing.
Oh,
From
yeah.
our understanding, the neighbor himself.
Well, by her
basically-
own words, I have it on camera.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's filmed.
he had shared with us that her grandson Jacob loved to fish, and so he made a pond
Off of North Otter Creek
North Otter
Avenue,
Creek.
or off of the creek on our property. And she turned him in.
She turned him in, and then she goes, I don't know if he got in trouble, but and
She
then later,
knows he got a big fine.
$10,000 fine.
So that would be a Tina issue. Oh, what else is wrong with this world? Okay, you got Brian with a chainsaw on my property, destruction. Oh, okay. What else is wrong with this world? Tina saying we're family, but trying to say it was Willis, and then going, I don't want anybody to get this. I don't want anybody to get this. They are what's wrong with this world.
Oh, you got it.
All right, I think I got it this time. 2 images. Brilliant. Yep, I got them. We're good on that.
Outside here.
Alrighty. I'll go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, guys. Thank you.